This is the Kawasaki Z400. This bike was introduced in 2019 as the naked version of the much beloved Ninja 400. Time moves so fast at isang mo pa ang pandemic days at hindi mo akalain na 5 years old na ang model. At sa panahon ngayon, considered na outdated na ang motor na ito. Dahil sa dami ng latest offerings ng iba't ibang brands sa segment, lalo na mga competitive Chinese manufacturers gaya ng CFMoto, sa dami ng options at sa tulong ng social media na trigger ang active consumerism sa market, lalo na dito sa Pilipinas kung saan napilitan ng major brands mag-release ng kanilang latest models within a small time frame kada modelo para makipagsabayan at makabenta ng husto parang sa smartphone market. Tipong dito pa lang sa Marilaki ang dami mo na makikita ng bagong motor at dahil dito tuluyan nang hindi nabigyan ng pansin at naging outdated ang Z400. Or is it? Ito ba yung tawag nilang outdated? Yeah, right. This is the Z400. This is Kawasaki's entry-level super naked, which is the stripped version of the Ninja 400. Everything is basically the same, from the race-proven frame, tires, suspension, and the peppy inline twin engine that screams 13,000 exploding dinosaurs per second, which has the same redline as the ZX-10R but much safer. If Yamaha has their MT design for their street bikes, Kawasaki also implements a unique design language for the Z Super Nakeds, which is Tsugomi. Tsugomi philosophy basically means unique, intimidating, and raw energy, like an alpha ready to strike. This concept was originally introduced with the Z1000 and now finds its way to the Z400, giving the bike a unique character and attitude. From the striking lines and edges, raw naked looks, to the aggressive sight of the headlight, and the slim lightweight profile of the bike. Even the ergonomics itself follows the Tsugomi design language with its dynamic crouching stance to further amplify the sense of striking a corner. And it's not all the looks, as the build quality of the bike is top-notch Japanese standards that we all know and love. Flip the key at bubungad ng minimalist LCD console na galing sa recycled bin ng previous generation ng Z900 at Z650. Pero regardless, maganda pa rin ang minimalist design with a digital tachometer that looks very analog when you rev it, which is nice. At pwede ka din mamili sa tatlong rev needle design as option. You also have a gear indicator and a speedometer in the middle, fuel gauge, temperature meters, fuel consumption at trip meters. The motor is lightweight yet powerful. It's a fuel-injected 399cc twin-cam 8 valves inline twin engine with a 180-degree firing order, producing 44 horsepower at 10,000 RPM and 34 Nm of torque at 8,000 RPM, governed by a 6-speed gearbox that features an assist slipper clutch at positive neutral finder kung saan mas mahahanap mo ang neutral ng mas mabilis kapag hindi tumatakbo ang motor, nang hindi napapagkamalang baguan sa kaka-adjust ng gear lever. The power delivery is linear and progressive, yet tractable enough that you can drive it at low speeds at higher gears around the city. And the engine will comply with ease and smoothness due to the broad torque curve, wherein 80% of the torque is readily available near 5,000 RPM, making overtakes an absolute breeze. At proven na ito dahil madalas kong gamitin ang 3rd at 4th gear tuwing nasa streets, and it takes none to operate yung clutch lever na nakakadagdag sa ease of use ng motor na ito. Tipong ikaw na magtataka kung nakakabit pa ba ito sa makina. But once you go out in the highway, ram the responsive throttle and the engine will rev hard and rev fast like a ninja. You will hear the intake growling as it gulps air to the engine, coupled with a smooth shifting gearbox, and you will end up revving it hard, up until the limiter kicks in at 13,000 RPM with a top speed of 175 km/h plus, which you will never use at all. What matters is that you can reach 100 km/h in around 5 seconds only. and yet the engine still has a lot of juice to do overtakes beyond those numbers, as the peak horsepower is still assisted by the peak torque at 8,000 RPM. 180 degree. Yan ang firing order ng makina ng Z400 kung saan familiar na tayo sa tunog nito. Sa panahon ngayon na usong-uso na ang 270 degree firing order dahil sa smoothness at V-twin growl alike na tunog nito, makes the 180 degree twin feels outdated. Or is it? The thing is that 180 degree twin has its own character. Linear at progressive ang power delivery nito, which means you will only get more power once you rev the bike higher, which means the engine can be smooth and unstressed at normal operations, making it less frantic and easy to drive for new and casual riders alike. Mind you that the Z400 can do 22 to 24 kilometers per liter on a busy traffic, and a staggering 25 to 30 kilometers per liter on highway cruising, even if you are using a baffled slip-on exhaust as tested. Pero iharurot mo ang makina at dito magpapakilala ang karakter ng 180 degree inline twin dahil majority ng lakas nito ay nasa top end range ng power band, and the more an engine can rev higher, the more power it can produce, which makes it highly tunable for racing use to unleash its potential. But at its restricted form, it's basically like a salaryman tied to its day job. The Z400 has alloy wheels and a rigid steel trellis frame inspired from the Ninja H2, combined with a lightweight engine that can be traced back to the Ninja 250 pedigree, and you get a total weight of 167 kilograms for a bike that can perform like a 500, yet dances like a 300. It requires less effort to drive, especially in stop-and-go situation, as the short wheelbase of around 54 inches also makes the bike agile and quick to maneuver, especially when slicing through traffic. Sama mo pa ng narrow profile design at low seat height of 785mm at narrow windseam, at easy lang makipagsabayan sa maliliit na motor kahit sa gitna ng traffic. Pero ilabas mo ito sa kurbada at magpapakilala ang Ninja handling traits dahil predictable at nimble ang handling nito. Hindi gaya ng ibang nakeds, ang Z400 ay medyo aggressive ang rider triangle dahil mababa ang positioning ng handlebar riser, making it more road focused, which amplifies the super naked handling character. The confident handling is supported by the non-adjustable triple clamp 41mm KYB front forks with 4.7 inches of travel, and the rear is a preload adjustable link-type KYB monoshock with 5.1 inches of travel. The suspension is the same with the Ninja 400 with a bit of softer tuning, yet it is firm enough to be stable on the open highway and provide a sporty handling on the corners. But be advised though that the suspension is still stiff, especially when absorbing harsh bumps and potholes, and you will feel it in your ass as the seat and pillion is as soft as the ones you'll find on public jeeps. It's comfortable enough to ride for the first 2 hours, but anything more than that and you'll need to stop over for a break. Braking is managed by a simple axle-mounted 2-piston Nissan caliper on the front with a strong bite and can be handled with 1 or 2 fingers, and for the rear is another 2-piston Nissan caliper as well with a progressive feel and can be used when gradually reducing speeds. Parehas may ABS for safety at parehas din itong pedal disc, kung saan tinanggal na nila ang feature na ito sa newer models due to cost cutting. Maganda ang specs ng Z400, no doubt, pero hindi lahat ng motor ay perpekto at kakailanganin mo i-consider ang mga flaws nito if plano mong kunin ito for the long run. Unang-una sa lahat ng makina, Kawasaki could have done better sa pagdampen ng vibrations dahil may slight buzz ito pagkagat ng 6,000 RPM at madadama mo ito lalo na sa foot pegs, sa handlebar at sa mirrors. Maganda at solid ang build quality ng Z400. Well made at maganda ang materials, pero may mga item talaga na kulang ng damper gaya ng pillion seat kung saan maalog ito. At ang turn signals ay hindi pa LED as standard gaya sa Honda, kung saan nakakabawas ito sa overall solid build quality feel. Another factor na pwede makabawas sa comfort level mo ay yung medyo matigas na upuhan dahil hindi ginamit ng Kawasaki yung mas makapal na stock seat foam ng Z650, at isama mo pa ang semi-aggressive riding position kung saan pwede maging uncomfortable ito lalo na pag hindi ka fan ng sport bikes dahil literal na parang Ninja 400 lang ito na halos parehas ang rise ng handlebar. In short, sub-sub ka pero pabuka. Kaya kung plano mo kumuha ng Z500, make sure to test drive a Z400 first dahil parehas lang ang ride quality at riding position nito. Pero pag gusto mo maging komportable, you can invest on a handlebar riser to increase your comfort levels and reduce the stress on your wrist and adjust the preload to level 2. This will turn the Super Naked into a normal street bike. Another problem is the lack of storage. The Z4 is a very slim and light on its feet looking motorcycle, and it would look awkward if you put a top box to it. Pwede ka mag-invest ng detachable tank bag gaya ng ginawa ko, pero kulang pa rin ito lalo na pag nabiyahe ka ng malayo kasama ang pillion. Kawasaki Philippines has already stopped importing the Z400 in order to redirect the sales to the Z500 to keep up with the competition. It's no longer available brand new, but it's not phased out. At hindi magiging issue ang pyesa dito dahil halos lahat ng pyesa ng Z400 ay parehas lang sa outgoing model. On its own, the Z400 is a lightweight sport naked that is highly capable and efficient even for everyday use. Yet it has a grunt of a 500cc bike when pushed to the limit. It is reliable and cost efficient to maintain as well. It doesn't need an electrician and you can work on it. Basically, it can still keep up and compete with the newer models. Ang problema ay mas mahal ang Z500 by 16.3% despite some minor changes, which is getting too close to the price of a Z650 and going too far from the competitive pricing of the 450 NK, proving the value of the Z400 to be highly desirable. The only thing that killed the Z400 is the market itself. At this segment, most young buyers want a bike that has the most features for a competitive price, and the 450 NK fits the description quite well. And that's how you hunt down an alpha predator on its own game.